Hello everybody, I'm Rusty. I want to welcome you to Island Breeze Tropicals. So today we're going to be asking the question, when buying a bromeliad during the summer, what should you never do? So you know what, the sun is shining, the island breeze is blowing. It's time that you and I got growing. Come on, let's have some fun and let's see what we should not do during the summer when we buy a bromeliad. Okay guys, well, we're here in the shade house at Sundance Orchids and Bromeliads in Fort Myers, Florida, and I'm not going to give you a teaser. I'm going to tell you exactly what you and I shouldn't do when we are buying a bromeliad during the summer. Now, you know, for my friends in the Southern Hemisphere, well, right now you're just about in the middle of your winter, but it will be summer eventually, and it's something that you're going to need to think about too. So, in most cases, what's going to happen is you're going to be going to your favorite bromeliad nursery, and they are going to be growing under shade cloth. Well, I'm going to show you what shade cloth is and what it means when you're buying your bromeliad. So you can see that I'm standing underneath of shade cloth. Now, that shade cloth is designed to protect the bromeliads here at Sundance and at your favorite bromeliad grower. And what that does is it gives you a healthy plant that's not beaten down by the sun. Now, obviously, here in Southwest Florida, our sun is very, very intense, but it doesn't matter where you are. In general, you're going to be buying your bromeliads under cover in a shade house. So, in most cases, if you go out to buy a bromeliad, it's been grown under shade cloth. Now, why is that a problem? Well, it's not a problem as long as you don't introduce your plant to unfiltered sunlight. So here's what you don't want to do when buying a bromeliad anywhere close to the summer solstice, no matter where you are. You never want to take this bromeliad after it's been growing under shade cloth and introduce it to full unfiltered sun at that time of year. Now, what's going to happen is your bromeliad, at the very least, is going to bleach. And at the very worst, you can damage these leaves very easily, even if your bromeliad is a bromeliad that will handle full sun. Even if it's a full sun rated bromeliad, you never want to do that. How come? Well, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how they're grown. Where are they grown? And it's under shade cloth. Why don't we take a look here at Sundance, and I'm going to show you what they do here, and probably your favorite bromeliad nursery is going to do exactly the same. Well, okay guys, we're here at Sundance Orchids and Bromeliads in Fort Myers, Florida, and we are in their main bromeliad shade house. Now you can see it is quite bright in here, even with this shade cloth, but this is enough, even here in the subtropics, to protect all of these bromeliads, and that's what it's there for, because almost all of your bromeliads prefer bright and direct light or filtered light, and when you look up and you see shade cloth, guys, that is filtered light. Now, most places where you buy your bromeliads, especially if it's going to be in the subtropics, are going to be growing them under some degree of shade. And here at Sundance, I'm going to pan on up here. Not too many clouds today, guys. That is 30% shade cloth. I'm going to see if I can zoom in there to show you. Okay, so you can see the weave there. And then the rest of it, see how it's darker? That is 50% shade. And then, in some instances, because some bromeliads are a little bit more sensitive to the subtropic sun, there will be double layers of cloth that will further protect some of the tables of bromeliads. And you'll be able to see the difference on the floor. Here's my shadow. And if you look up, you can see that line right there, and that line is where the sun is shining on the bottom through the 30% and on the top of the frame through the 50. And then looking further up the floor on the bottom of the frame, you can see 50% shade, and then, oops, look at that. That's probably about 70. And then this is where push comes to shove, and that's where there is no protection whatsoever, except under those trees over there. But look beyond the trees, and you can see there is a huge expanse of lawn and not one bit of shade out there. So here is what you should never ever do. You should never take bromeliads that are growing under protection. That's what shade cloth is, especially in the subtropics, but I'm going to tell you, even in the temperate zone where you can get frost and winter, the same thing's going to happen. You should never ever take these bromeliads out of this protection and put them out there. So why is it a bad idea to take bromeliads that are growing under shade cloth and taking them outside and putting them in much more sun? All of these plants have grown their leaves under this protection, or some protection. And during winter, if you do that, if you move them outside and you go out here and you go out in that lawn across the parking lot, generally, as long as the plant genetically can handle it, you're not going to have a problem. But today is July the 2nd, and all of those leaves that you see on July the 2nd, if they're moved out into an area with no protection, will probably bleach at the very least, and it could get worse and they may burn. So if it's summer, should you not buy a bromeliad? Well, no, by all means, buy your bromeliad during the summer. You know, in some instances, you may get better deals during your summer. I know down here in Southwest Florida, well, things are a little slower during the summer, and you can find a really good deal. So by all means, don't stop buying bromeliads just because of your summer sun. But what do? Well, it's really, really simple. Simply keep your bromeliads in bright indirect light or filtered light, even a little bit more sun than what they got when they were in a shade house. And then when your sun is less intense, that's going to be when your respective equinox happens, then it's fine and dandy. You can put your bromeliads in full sun. So okay guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed learning why you should never take a bromeliad out of protection and move it into full sun during your summer. Now, it's been said a lot that you can acclimate a plant, in this case a bromeliad, to full sun by edging it into full sun. Well, first off, if that were true, it still has to be a bromeliad that can handle full sun. But acclimation needs a little bit more definition, and we're going to go into that in another video, hopefully next week. So no matter where you are, I hope your sun is shining. Ours is just about ready to come up, and I hope you have an island breeze blowing. I know that you and I need to keep growing, have lots of fun. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.